Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am jumping on into some Christmas DIYs, but this is a special video because I'm not just jumping into normal Christmas DIYs, I'm actually going to challenge myself to use leftover fall items. So I've done this pretty much every year that I've done YouTube, and it is so much fun. And what that is I know that everyone doesn't have access to all of the brand new Christmas Dollar Tree items right now, so it is fun to kind of use up some of the older fall items or Halloween items that we kind of have left over. I know I was left with tons of items, so I want to get through some of it and be able to reuse and recycle, and I can fix these up and they'll just be just as beautiful for Christmas. Please hit the thumbs up button, make sure you are subscribed, and let's go ahead and get on into fall into Christmas is usually what I call this, but taking these older fall items and turning them into some gorgeous Christmas DIYs. One of my hands down favorite fall items that Dollar Tree put out were these little scarecrow hangers. So they kind of look like little ornaments, and I don't really need ornaments for the fall season, but I knew that we could transform these into some little snowmen. So this was such a fun idea. I ended up trying to pull all of the 3D pieces off of the front, and then I'm turning these around and painting the back side. But before I hang these on the tree, I will definitely be painting the ugly side black or a solid color, so if they do get flipped around they won't look kind of junky. But anyways, I started by painting the little snowman face white, and then the little hat brims, I did turn them around to this side. They had a layer of glitter on them, so I did try to sand it down a little bit and then covered this with some black paint. So this worked perfect for the snowman face and the little top hat, and you could even make these reversible if you do want to have fall ornaments, but it's just something I wouldn't use. I was so sad that I ran out of time to even get to use these little scarecrows. They were adorable. My plan was to put them kind of on like a little dowel rod and put them in some bouquets or something, but anyways, I had a few of them left, so turning them into these perfect little ornaments that I'll actually get to use for the rest of the year. I used the back of my paintbrush to get the perfect little circle for the eyes and the mouth, and then I freehanded a little mouth so they were a little bit different, painted an orange nose, and then wrapping some ribbon around the bottom to make a cute little scarf. So you could stop here if you just want to make a quick little craft or change these over into snowman, but I love adding in detail for Christmas. It's one of my favorite things about crafting. I love picking up these little wired garland ties, and I add them on so many things. I use that as the backing with some berries and mini pine cones that I find at the Dollar Tree, and they just look so much better, I feel like, when you add all that little extra detail. I'm using a pencil to add some little lights to their eyes with white paint. And then I am taking some extra white paint and going to make them look a little bit snowy by kind of tapping it all over their little hat. So I added back in the little jute twine hanger so that I can hang these from the tree. Obviously I don't have a tree up yet or decorated for Christmas, so I'm just displaying this on a garland that I have out, but these turned out adorable and I'll definitely be making some more. I apparently got really excited when Dollar Tree put out these buffalo check signs, which they have the perfect background, and this is something that you can use for fall or Christmas, but I did buy too many of them, so I bought a couple to leave as is, but I bought a couple to make over. So using a piece of wood that I found at Dollar Tree, so excited Dollar Tree's putting out all of that fun different size and shaped wood, as well as the leftover little mug shaped wood pieces from the fall section at Dollar Tree. But I have a really cool little hack here. I wanted to cover up the little hole at the top because this is going to be the focal point in this sign, and I was going to use wood filler, but then I thought about using hot glue, and it led me into kind of just making this fun texture at the top, and it makes it 3D looking and gives it some dimension, which looks really, really cool. I will say I used chalk paint on the hot glue and it did crack, which I built it up really thick to make it look kind of more realistic, so maybe that was the problem, but it did crack. So if you want to avoid that, you can use acrylic paint, but I don't mind it. I feel like it gave it some extra cool texture. Really like how it turned out. So painted the rest of the mug red. I am working on both of these signs at the same time. So also using one of the fall trucks. Dollar Tree put these out in fall time, and I'm already finding some for Christmas, so whichever season that you're finding would work perfect for this. I did lighten it up with some of my same red paint and then gluing it down on the square. Now this was a really fun idea. I have tons of these rub-on transfers left over, and some of them just have fun words on them, so I was able to pull one of those off and use it on the sign, and I feel like this grateful is in such a beautiful font.
Even wear that shirt you wanted to. My friends think I'm lame. Since I met you, I am not the same. It was not meant to be a fairy tale with a happy end.
I knew I wanted to replace that like fall little wheat piece with a Christmas tree in the back, so I just cut down once again more of the garland ties, added some little snow flocking on there, and then doing my favorite little stitching around the edges just to give it a little bit of extra detail. To finish up the little mug sign, the kind of ripped background was kind of showing through the bottom, so I had this cool idea to put it on some more greenery, which worked out really, really good. Just glued this mug down, and I did leave in the little 3D pieces because I love these sticking up like they originally were, and then just kind of touching up the paint, adding in some red berries, adding some flocking down on the greenery, and then thank you Dollar Tree for putting out all of these gorgeous little wooden embellishments. I added a wooden snowflake on there, and then kind of adding some extra little detail around the mug to make it really pop off, and you'll be able to see the shape really well. But love how both of these signs were transformed from just plain fall signs into these gorgeous Christmas fun DIYs. So I'm guessing that all of us do not only shop at the Dollar Tree, so I'm sure we picked up extra fall items from different places. This sign actually came from Target Dollar Spot, very inexpensive. It was $3 for this nice wooden sign, and then I'll get to keep those little wooden accents. I'll put them in a Ziploc bag and save them for next year and put them to good use. But I thought this sign would be the perfect size for this little Christmas tree, and to put like a word or something on the sign. I went with like a bright green color. I do want to mention a lot of people talk about how I get the tops of my chalk paint to do that, and I actually just kind of stab a hole in it with the back of my paintbrush, and I'm able to kind of like squeeze out less of the paint rather than pouring it out, which I always end up getting way too much anyways. But this is a really fun idea. The only thing is make sure you keep replacing your lid because it will dry out, but if it does, you can just pull the entire seal off, and then you can like get your paint out that way. But just really fun, and I love doing new paint bottles this way to just have more control about how much is coming out of the bottle. But to finish up this little sign, I thought it would be fun to wrap this in some jute twine to give it more of like a rustic feel. So I'm just kind of playing around with it, wrapping it around. I attached it with a little popsicle stick. I didn't like how it was making the X's, so I just kind of went diagonally and then glued this in the back. You will see that I didn't like how uneven the tree was. I didn't want it to lay backwards, so put a piece of popsicle stick at the top, and then Dollar Tree has more of these gorgeous words out. And then, like I say, we are trying to reuse fall items, and Dollar Tree did put out like packs of fall words that had blessed and some everyday words you could use, like farm fresh, so you don't have to use the Christmas words. And I hope Dollar Tree puts out more of these wooden beads, but I'm saving those from the fall season and using them a lot this Christmas season. I did dry brush over the Let It Snow so it would really pop off the sign. I thought it was fun to leave the beads a natural color, the same as the sign, because it wasn't getting too busy. I love tons of neutrals as well as pops of color. Added in a star, once again from the new Dollar Tree Christmas items, but this is so cute and such a fun sign. I love how it's just kind of subtle Christmas. I think this was my favorite sign that Dollar Tree put out for Christmas. I love the watercolor pumpkins. The color on there is gorgeous. I bought a few up and left them the same, so I've already got them stored away in some totes because I bought extra, but I wanted to take a couple of them and make them over for Christmas because I bought too many of them once again. I thought it would be fun. I know it's kind of a trendy thing to do like color blocking, painting, and kind of making it look different, so I love the color of the sign. It kind of looks like wood even though it's this pressed MDF. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of cut out the middle a little bit so that I can put some words in there for a door hanger. So you can see I used that wall decal to kind of get the perfect spacing. I did go in with painter's tape just to get a more perfect line and paint the top and the bottom white. And you can use stickers or wall decals if you want to. I've done that for years, but using my little Cricut Joy, which I love so much, I cut out the word Christmas in the white color to put on the brown, and then I'll cut out Merry, which I'll put in the white, which turned out really pretty and coordinating. And I just picked up some new ribbon, so I thought it would be fun to make a huge bow to put at the top.
These are the good times with you, baby. This year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be?
So using my rubbing tool to really make it adhere to the transfer tape, I struggled a little bit there, but got it on this sign, tried to get it centered the best I could, and then put Mary to the side so that if I do put a bow kind of on one side, you're going to be able to read this. So trying not to make it center on purpose. If you were not able to find the Dollar Tree wooden beads, there are wooden beads everywhere. Hobby Lobby is one of my favorite places to find them, especially during the fall season. They put them out with the fall decor, like special bead garlands, and they're all the time like 40% off, so very inexpensive. Also, I noticed that Walmart is putting out wooden beads with their Christmas decor in tons of different colors, so I picked those up as well. For this bow, I just made a couple of loops and a piece for the tail, and then tie them together with jute twine. And then I love checking Walmart for their floral picks, but you could use Dollar Tree here. They have some really pretty options out right now, but just putting that at the top and I get like this fun little cabin cozy look. For this, I am going to be using a large glass container. This one came from Dollar General for about $4, but you can use the Dollar Tree ones. I'm just wanting something bigger, but I found this glitter vase filler. This was in the fall section, and I picked up a few of them, but this just looks too much like Christmas for me. So it's red and gold, which could blend into fall decor if that's what you're going for, but for me, I just feel like it was too like glam for fall. So I had this really fun idea to fill up this glass container that I already had. I already had a candle in it, so this is just kind of making it look a little bit nicer and getting it ready for the Christmas season. You can see I did have to pour them back out to get my candle to set down in there, and then I covered the top of the candle, but some of the little balls still got in there, and then using some Dollar Tree ribbon to tie around the top, adding in some greenery and some little snow on top. This project took under like 5 minutes, if that, and just really made this over, and it'll be like a huge piece to decorate and set alongside all of my other Christmas decor. Thank you all so much for crafting along with me. Let me know if you have any fun ideas you want to share down in the comments with everyone, what you would like to see make over next, and then what other types of videos that you'd like to see in general. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting. Bye.